Guys, how's it going? It's John. I want to share my quick thoughts on a game called The Messenger. This game came out August 30th, 2018 for both the PC and Nintendo Switch, developed by Sabotage Studios and published by Devolver Digital. There's only digital format of this game so far. There's no physical release quite yet. I'm sure that might change depending on how the game does sales-wise. The Messenger has gotten really strong reviews, a lot of positives, 10s out of 10s, 9s out of 10s, 8 out of 10s. Metacritic score is very high on this game for both platforms. I'm a big fan of it. I want to share my thoughts. There are a couple of things later on I'll point out in this video that I wish were done a little bit differently. But nonetheless, this is a really fun game to check out. And you'll probably notice right off the bat that it is a love letter to classic games, in particular Ninja Gaiden series. In fact, the developers have admitted that Ninja Gaiden 2 was a huge influence for this game. The controls are really solid. That's one thing I really love about the Messenger is that the controls are very solid. If you die, it's basically your fault. The basic gameplay isn't quite as hard as Shovel Knight, I found, although the boss battles do get very, very challenging. But you do get knocked back when you get hit, which is always something that always annoyed me about retro games, is when you get hit, you bounce back, and I'd always, fall into some ditch or whatever and die. There is an upgrade you can get later on, which I'll explain how the upgrades work, where if you do get hit back, you can actually jump and kind of save yourself, which is actually comes very helpful. The basic premise and story of this game is you are basically a ninja in this clan in the Far West world, and there's demons come and attack your clan. This messenger who's here comes to your village, and he kind of scares away the demons, but he gives you a scroll, and your goal in the game is to become, quote, the messenger, and deliver the scroll across the land in order to save your clan. That's the basic premise of the game. Graphically, the game looks amazing. They did a really good job with the pixel art, the color palettes. I mean, it really visually, it's my style of game. I'm a big fan of retro games, obviously, and I'm a huge fan of the way this game definitely looks. So here's the messenger. He gives you a scroll, and you're off on your way. One thing I thought that was really clever in the messenger is this shopkeeper. So every once in a while, when you have a checkpoint or a save point, there's this portal door you can go through and talk to the shopkeeper. You have them tell you stories. They're very lengthy. Some of them are very short. Some of them are very lengthy. They always tend to have a moral to the point at the end. They don't really add to the overall story of the game, but they're very funny. And definitely recommend you read them. You can also upgrade your abilities, and you can see I've updated quite a few already at this point. You get these gems you collect. You can use them to purchase these upgrades. They vary in various abilities. You also ask for hints. So this is a very helpful place to go to. In the latter part of the game, the second part, you can actually go to this kind of music area chamber. And the second part of the game is to collect these music notes. And it's really a tale of two games, The Messenger. The first part of the game took me about 10 hours complete, all done in 8-bit graphics. Really enjoyed the boss battles. I went through all levels. It was very linear. There was no map. There was not like an overworld like you get in Shovel Knight where you can go between, you can skip around to different levels. This, very linear game at first. Later on, you have this room where you can kind of jump through different levels. They do give you a map, which is helpful. This is the second part of the game. It switches also to 16-bit. You'll see this demon guy. He's kind of following me around. When you do die, he'll follow you for a little bit and collect the gems from you as your bounty for reviving you. The enemies in the messenger are clever. I really like them. They are fairly repetitive, to be honest with you. I probably could count all the enemies in the game on my two hands, and that's including all 12 levels. I do wish there were more variety of enemies in the messenger. But the abilities are cool. You have two weapons. You have your samurai. You also have a shuriken, which I just threw. The shurikens you have to collect. They're not unlimited. You have to collect them. The samurai, obviously, you can use unlimited. There are no other weapons in the messenger. Unfortunately, I do wish there were some more weapons. Here's a quick look at the map that you get later on in the game. The second part of the game, I'll be honest with you, I got a little bit lost. I put hours into it trying to find where the music notes were. You can ask for hints from the guy at the shopkeeper, but you have to also play each level over again. So it's a very Metroidvania. There are these portal walls here as it does change, and it does kind of change the route of a lot of the map, where you go, which is clever. And the music, I love the music in the messenger. It's done by Eric. He goes by Rainbow Dragon Eyes. Incredible job. I recommend you guys check out the audio track too and support Eric and the team. Really well done. And when you switch between 16-bit and 8-bit graphics, you notice that the music also adjusts as well accordingly. Not only that, but when you're underwater, the music actually sounds like you're actually underwater as well. A nice effect I've never seen in a game like this before. I thought it was very clever. Well done by the team to do that. Very, very original. Also, when you get the map, you have this overworld view of the world maps and the 12 levels. Kind of reminds me of classic Capcom games, including Trojan and Ghosts and Goblins, where you can kind of see where you're going in the game. Overall, to me, this is really 2 games in one. You have the first part of that game, took me about 10 hours complete, all done in 8-bit graphics. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I breezed right through it. The boss battles were original, they were fun. Really enjoyed it. The second part of the game, you get the 16-bit, you unlock the 16-bit, which is unique, and I certainly enjoyed seeing that. I think visually it looks amazing. And you can switch between the two, 8 and 16-bit, which is unique. I've never seen that in the game before, very original. But as far as gameplay goes, it does get kind of old fairly quickly for me, in my opinion. You have to go back to all the levels again. They're slightly different with the future and the past, the different graphics change. But the enemies are fairly repetitive, unfortunately. And I kind of wish I would have been happy with the game the way it ended. The game overall will take about 18 hours to complete, so you definitely get your money's worth. It's only $20. I do recommend The Messenger. I'm certainly not disappointed by it. I give kudos to the team who did this game. I think the music is great, the video or audio is great, the controls are really solid too. There's a lot of positive things about The Messenger. But overall, I just wish that it didn't get so repetitive later part of the game. The abilities to upgrade definitely dry up as well, so unfortunately I end up with a lot of gems. I'm not able to upgrade it as much. Unfortunately, I ended up using a lot of gems for hints because I ended up getting lost, to be honest. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Let me know what you guys' thoughts are on The Messenger. Have you played it? Leave your opinion below. And what do you guys think? Thank you also for subscribing. That means a lot to me. We'll see you guys soon. Take care and game on.